Welcome to the Player Supreme Show at ZenMac.com. I am your host, Player Supreme.
The following presentation is controversial and may be offensive to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes, fellas, welcome to the show today. Got a question for everyone that's listening to this program. If I state something to be the best way to get to, let's say, point X, would you guys think I was blowing smoke up your ass? Or just putting some stupid shit out? How many of you guys think that? Or maybe I'm too old to know what's going on how to get to point X. X being the land of pussy. X being able to get laid. How many of you guys would think that way? That I don't know what I'm talking about, I guess. I can't possibly know the current situation or whatever. Because I noticed that that post asking for other places to take a girl to instead of just a coffee date. And I've stated I found the coffee dates are actually the best way to actually place to take a girl, because you can get her life story, you can get the tools that you need to figure her out better on a coffee date versus in a loud nightclub. Your purpose of a coffee date is to communicate. If you don't understand the word communicate, look it up in a dictionary. Your goal is to communicate with her. The deeper your conversation, the deeper she pulls you into her mind. When you start uncovering little stuff she's never really told anybody, that lets you know that you're deep inside of her head. She's unveiling herself to you. She's pulling back the layers of onion that she keeps wrapped around herself. And that is your goal. Your goal is not to go have a superficial conversation and then jump into bed. That's not what I talk about here. I want her to be on your team. I want her to be able to put money in your account if you so chose it. Not if you need it, but if you so chose it. Basically, I want you to have the power. That's what my path is about, is having the power. So if you want to have power over a woman, you take the right steps, which is the coffee / something quiet where you can talk. Now, the other options are sit on a park bench. Okay, if you're really that cheap. Or maybe some girls don't like coffee. Maybe you're in high school. I hope not. No high schoolers here. But maybe you're a young adult, you're in college. I don't know of too many college chicks that don't drink coffee because they got to stay up to study. But, maybe a mocha. I don't know if you guys ever tried thinking outside the box. When I say coffee, doesn't have to be coffee. Do you guys get that? But a coffee shop is a great place to conversate. If you don't want to be in the coffee shop, step outside. They got seating outside. Or walk down the street where there's a bench. Think outside the fucking box. Don't just see coffee. Oh, I gotta have coffee. I hate coffee. Believe it or not, there are guys that ask me that question. Do I have to have the coffee? There are guys that are that one-track mind, one-sided. I don't know what the word is, besides the fact that it creeps me the fuck out. Like, it creeps me out when I drive up to a left turn lane and all the traffic's in one lane. People line up like ducks. That sheep mentality. That freaks me out. And I see it within some of the members who can't think outside the fucking box. So, coffee. Doesn't have to be in a coffee shop. Grab a cup of Cokes. Walk down the street. And have a seat. Any place where you have a conversation for at least an hour and a half. That's your goal also. Many of you guys are afraid. Oh, here's what you do to kill yourself. That fear fucks you up. What if I don't know what to talk about? I see that dumbass question all the time. What if I don't know what to talk about? Okay, no rants. People ask me, how can I do it? I do it because I rant sometimes. Like I was going to start cussing. What kind of weird motherfucker? But no, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to just try to keep it positive. Come from my higher self instead of my lower self when I teach. Let me say Om Padma Re. Yeah, say my mantras and vibrate at a higher frequency where there's love and birds. Tweet, 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 tweet. No. Let me just keep it real. If you focus on her, you never run out of stuff to say. So you guys who have that fear within you, trust me when I say if you truly focus on her, if you take a real interest in her, the way you would, let's say, your computer programming stuff or your engineering stuff if you're an engineer kind of mind, or you're a scientist kind of mind. I don't know what kind of minds the majority of you guys have, but if you take a real interest as you would something that you're really interested in, you don't run out of questions to ask about that subject. New things come to you. You know that to be the truth. So when you take a real interest and you stop thinking from your dick and stop thinking about the end, actually it's not even the end, just getting the pussy is like a quarter of the way there. Owning her is you should be your end. Her want to do anything and everything for you, because that's what I'm doing here. Even for guys just looking for a girlfriend, I want your girlfriend to serve you. So if you think beyond all this and take a real interest as one human being to another human being, then you won't have a problem. You'll be able to squash that fear. And I've been doing a lot of fear exercises for my new program. A lot of fear exercises help you uncover your fears, different types of fears, different ways of handling fears. It's packed. It's just, I'm still only on lesson 7. I still got more lessons to do. I don't know if I'm going to put this program out separately as I go off into another subject. Separately, away from my coaching program, but it's going to be one of the mainstays of my coaching program. Because I think that's one of the things that's holding us back, according to the survey that I took. Okay? The survey showed that people just have fear. Fear. Fuck. You could be confident and still have fear. Yeah. So I'm going to give you tools to make you uncover your fear and expose it. Then you can have some exercises that I'm rounding up, all get geared toward helping you defeat your fear. But people have afraid that they are not going to be able to keep the conversation going, so they let that fear stop them. Fear. False evidence appearing real. That's the acronym that I used when I was doing public speaking, when I was winning those competitions. False evidence appearing real. That's what fear means to me. I learned that in my public speaking research for a speech. So, how is it false evidence? Well, think about it. When you guys who feel that fear, let's say fear of approaching, and you always use that excuse, oh, I just didn't feel like approaching, or I didn't approach for some reason. That reason is fear. That's what I'm going to teach you in my course, how to uncover fear, pull it out into the light, let you know how it's been fucking up your fucking life. Then I'm going to make that program mandatory, put it down first, then Confidence Kicker, then my 7 steps. That's what I'm going to start recommending. So anyway, think about when you see a girl giving you choosing signals, and this goes out to light bulb, audio gnostic. Think about when you feel or you see a girl that's giving you choosing signals, what stops you? Fear. That's what stops you. But if you stop thinking the way you think, fear won't have a foothold in your heads. And that's what we got to start doing. So I started this show talking about why don't people do what I say do. And I'm going to finish because I'm going to return it to that. So I'm wondering if fear is what stops people from doing what I say do. Because what I say do involves facing the fear. Like take a girl to coffee as the best way to get into her head that I've found. I couldn't do it that well. I couldn't do it at all at a movie theater because I'm watching the movie. Can't do it at a nightclub because it's loud music. I can get sexual and sensual with her, but I can't get into the head like that. Okay, so the best place I've found is actually, for us adults, is actually coffee. For kiddies, you do a Jamba Juice. There's all kind of juice places all over the place. Out here in the West Coast, we have Jamba Juice. It's a substitute. And I see they have tables there. Sit outside the place. It's getting sunny again if you have to. Say, hey, let's go get a Jamba Juice if you're kiddies in college. Or, by the way, bars. Bars are okay because the music isn't too loud, and when they're playing music, it forces you to get closer to be heard. That would be the second place I would suggest. Bars are adult-oriented, though. That's why I also recommend the coffee shop as the first one. And I've done a lot of meeting at coffee shops. Then we go to a bar sometimes, then to my place. Or, like in Jovina's case, we met at the bar, then to my place. She was on her period. She came back Wednesday, sealed the deal. It should be easy. Once you get rid of the fear out of your lives, fellas. It's that easy. Once you get rid of the fear, you'll do what I say do. And you'll be happy to do it because you'll be challenging to do it. Then your game will go up. All the people that have listened to me, they've grown in their lives and their game. Think about that. Where are you at in your life right now? Where are you at in your game right now? Still struggling? It shouldn't be. The Punisher's on the forum. He's the biggest struggler against what I say. Look at him. He's still struggling. Still hoe chasing, still struggling. And that's his path. There's nothing I can do to help the brother. Because he refuses to, he knows the truth, but he refuses to follow the path of truth. Because the other path is about truth also, but it's a watered down truth, and that's the hoe chasing. You know, hoe chasing, as we know, is a numbers game. I'm just trying to make the game easy for you. You can take the hard route and still struggle. Some people are addicted to struggle in their lives. They are raised struggling, competing for get the highest score, the best math score, like I'm sure the Punisher was because he's an accountant, competing to get a good grade so he get a better job, always competing, always struggling. Some people are addicted to their struggle, and I can do nothing about that. I prefer not to struggle. I like to float down the river, sipping pina coladas to the land of pussy, getting my dick sucked while I'm on the way down there. That's me. I prefer not to go out there and compete against 1,000 other dudes. I'd rather compete against myself and make myself as best I can and let the women who like what they see and feel come up and suck my dick to be part of my team. You've seen the results of what I got in my life. One with 30 grand, trying to seduce me away to Samoa, American Samoa. I guess that's the name of the group of islands. That also explains why a lot of Samoans are in this country, because it's American property. I didn't know that, by the way, fellas. Didn't know that. I do know we're on good relations with them, with the Samoans. That's why I decided, a lot of them came over here. We're in good relations, like we are with Puerto Rico. Cuba's going to be the next place that's going to be exploited. Because Fidel, he's gone. So they're going to be exploding Cuba. But that's besides here or there. You're right here, right now, listen to me. Trying to work on your shit. If you want to struggle, that's your choice. I can't do anything about the struggle. I can't do anything about the struggles of the world. I'm just one man trying to show you an easier route. You know, the key object is getting some ass. Yeah, sure, my route leads to less attractive ass. In the dark, who the fuck cares? I'm not saying date ugly chicks. You guys have a way of twisting my words like a pretzel, and that's not. I want to make sure I put that out there. That is not what I'm saying. If the more attractive you are, the more attractive women you're going to attract into your life. That's what I'm saying. So get in where you can fit in. If you're like an average dude, you're going to get some average chicks. But you can slap some more paint on an average chick and have her bump up with a decent outfit to a 7 and call it a fucking day. From 5 to a 7, just average to a 7. Most of us are average ourselves. It ain't that serious. As long as you're getting your dick sucked or getting laid. Once you take that edge off you, and very few of you guys know what it feels like to wake up and know that you can have sex anytime you want. Very few guys have felt that. You got your lives that much in control so that you can work on other areas of your life. Once you get your team established, you can start working on other areas like coming up in your personal environments, because that's the next challenge that's going to face you. But you got to get past that second chakra shit. You've got to get past that. The second chakra is going to keep you down, struggling. You might rise up, like, say, in the business world, but you got some sexual issues going on. You might be a homosexual or just a plain goober, full of fear. But you face these other fears. But your life still ain't in balance, okay? It's still not in balance. You got to bring it back to balance. And that's the only way to do that is to handle that area first. Then your next life challenge is going to come at you. I've already been through this. That's why I can counsel you guys on this stuff. That's why I've come to realize that life is set out like that. First, you have the challenge of just surviving, of living, of getting a body within your own tribe, of whatever people you come from. Then you survive that. You grow into puberty. And that's where you start handling your sexual shit. You pass that. The average guys pass that. They find how to get women. They're not stuck like the majority of people here. That's why I know I'm dealing with a problematic group of people. So the average dudes, they settle that issue. That's the right of manhood, by the way. Your biggest right of manhood is being able to attract a woman so you can procreate. That's what it's set up for. Now, we add because we're human beings, we add our own fantasy to it. But that's really the basis of it. So you can procreate. So that only the strongest ones can procreate. If you're on my site, listen to me, you are not one of the, more likely you're not one of the strongest ones out there. That's why you're listening to me, to become stronger. So you solve that, you go into your next area of life challenge, which is expressing your personal power. And that's where you start expressing your personal power over your women. You don't just get there. You got to work your way there through trial, through being on the anvil of steel, being molded by life circumstances. Like with women, you're going to find that you're going to get challenges from women. They're going to try to break your balls. Once you get through all this stuff, you start handling your personal power. That's where you get that personal power over women, because it reflects downwards. You get your personal power over your tribe, your roots, where you come from. You start being able to conquer that, not let it affect you. Then you can rise up to being able to truly express your heart. But you can't jump there. You got to go through each life trial, each life test and circumstances. This one is about fear. You guys who end up on the internet, you got fear. That's your biggest challenge. And we got to get that shit handled, fellas. Peace.